Hey everybody, welcome back. Some very, very easy runs lately. We're probably due for a not-so-easy one. Anarchist Cookbook, huh? BKAB. PPAP. I have a B. I have a key. Burger King, Alberta. Alright, I don't know why I stayed there for so long. There was no reason to try to make that joke work when it's not gonna work. Ooh, baby. Does this work? That would be I hate to say it, it's strong language, but that would be a pretty pog synergy early. It does work. I've hurt myself in the process, but on the other hand, pog. Really? It's just ignorant, is what it is. When you try so hard and you don't succeed. We're very happy, though. There is a downside to Sad Bombs. Sure, why not? Sad Bombs Anarchist Cookbook. The downside, it's pretty obvious if you think about it for longer than a quarter of a second. Ooh, that was spiced. Basically, Anarchist Cookbook, the bombs are pretty easy to dodge, even though they explode into one another. You can kind of just get a sense of it, of where they're gonna go, I should say. But it's way harder to dodge them when there's extra forces at work as a result of the Sad Bomb bullets. On the other hand, dude, honestly, oh my god, Joker. This is amazing. We're gonna need a key at some point in order to go to a shop, which you never know if that's gonna happen, but like this, you really couldn't ask for, well, let's be clear, you could ask for more. But as we stand right now, if we're gonna use Anarchist Cookbook, you really, oh no. You really couldn't ask for a better synergy than this, which is why I said oh no, because I'm like, I just do not wish to perish. Oh crap. At least we hit something there. It would just be a terrible time to die, you know? I thought you were, no, you are confused. I thought you maybe were a champion. Did you ever know that you're a champion? Champion in their eyes? I don't even know the song. I know it's by Kanye West. Sometimes Daniel will reply to a tweet of mine and say, did you ever know that you're a champion in their eyes? I have no idea what it means, but knowing what Daniel's talking about is not a prerequisite to speaking with Daniel. To be honest with you, you just gotta kind of know what he means sometimes. Now, in a normal situation, you would expect perhaps, that's very useful, thank you. You would expect perhaps that somebody's words would indicate what they mean. That's not the case here. You just gotta be like, here's what I think in context. Like, Dan's all about context. That's what Danglish is all about. It's a lesson in context. Alright, so I like where we're at. You know what? I like where we're at so much. I'm gonna do this, and I actually couldn't be happier with the results that we got there. And then I'm gonna two of spades. I'm gonna open up this other golden chest over here. Right now, I feel like this is a run where we succeed on a couple of different axes. Okay, what are the axes? Axis 1 is financial. As long as we keep bombs around, we're going to be able to get a lot of money. We're going to be able to buy any resource we desire from a shop. That's okay. Well, I'm not too worried about the deal with the devil, honestly. I'm really not. The other axis is HP. As long as we have a decent amount of HP, we got a ton of killing power with respect to Anarchist Cookbook. And as we get stronger, Anarchist Cookbook is only going to get better. It would be unbelievable to get something like Pyro and then just maximize our battery charges. But honestly, like, the first run I recorded of Isaac today was like the worst I've felt about Isaac in a long time. And I think there's a good reason for that. We were on the chest with like 3.2 damage. That's trash. It's truly horrendous. Immediately after that, we've had 3 runs. This one is not there yet, but we've had 3 runs pending that have kind of restored my faith that I have hitched my horse to a decent wagon. Wait, that's the opposite of how that... I've hitched my wagon to a decent horse. Just every once in a while, you're gonna hit those. You're gonna hit the skids. You know, some runs that not necessarily your cup of tea, because they're nobody's cup of tea because they suck. But I'm glad that they brought us back a lot faster than I would have expected. So this is lovely right now. Now I'm not spending my key to go to the item room because the shop is just, with the amount of money we got, it's a much better play. But I am gonna, you know, rather than save for the best room, I am gonna use Anarchist Cookbook at like every opportunity. Because as long as there's rocks around, I mean, like, even if there's not rocks around, I could find you the secret room, right? But if there's rocks around, like, it's outrageous. Crazy. Crazy cookbook. This is horrible! I'll do it every time. I'm not afraid. Okay, so we're just gonna kick... Oh, you know what? I don't know if it would have gotten that one, so we're just gonna get it a little closer. Ooh, baby. So Tammy's head is kind of like Anarchist Cookbook in some ways, but we don't want it, because you're not gonna hear this too much. Anarchist Cookbook, actually better here. Don't pick that up yet. We got big plays. Anarchist Cookbook, actually better here. So this is where things get mighty interesting. We don't care about converter. I was willing to try the pill. It's an endless verp. I'm okay. Let's leave. Now we got keys. That worked out pretty well. We are taking longer than I'd like, but so be it. Hey, Abel. Love to see you, buddy. Thanks for being here. Very happy. Couldn't be happier. Wait a minute, you're telling me this is not Mom's knife? I had it confused with Mom's knife, dude. So the other thing is now, so Small Rock, we got too many synergies to count. Small Rock synergizes with Sackhead. Because Small Rock gives money and Sackhead gives a chance for any consumable. I didn't mean to do this. I should have used this on the next floor. Small Rock gives a chance, or Sackhead gives a chance for any consumable to become a sack instead. So there's like a nuts synergy there. Honestly, deal with the angel praxis is in order here. Let's just move along, shall we? Right now we got nothing to concern ourselves with. I almost just went to the curse room right off the bat. So we do have, I know I just said we had nothing to concern ourselves with. We do have two things to concern ourselves with. No renewable source of HP is potentially dangerous. And then on top of that, DPS is really bad because our rate of fire is bad. Damage is okay. Not good, but okay. I think hubris could potentially cause us some problems here. Normally, honestly, I don't think you need to take Bob's brain here. But on the other hand, I'm like, you know, we already got... we already got explosions. What's another couple of explosions, right? We're gonna take some damage. I mean, it's probably the smart decision not to do it. I'm not trying to talk myself into it, because we've already done it, but... So, I think the play here is, in general, we don't ever want to Emperor card on these early floors unless we've already been to the shop. The shop is like our deal with the devil. We're a little bit light on rocks on these floors, but no sweat. And dude, I'm actually like super stoked that this is just kind of like, let's go. Let's go. Dude, this is just kind of like a unique Isaac run. They do still exist. It's not Isaac's fault that, you know, unique runs get rarer over time. It's kind of the nature of the beast. But it's always nice, you know, when you're still getting cool Isaac runs after so much time. And I really do. I mean, I'm not going to apologize to the game for the things I said about it during that absolutely awful run we had like 3 runs ago. But on the other hand, like they've somewhat redeemed themselves. I'll admit they've somewhat redeemed themselves. The wickedly talented somewhat redeem. I'm sorry. I will never. I will never stop is what I mean to say. Guess what? It's never gonna end. Okay, what do we like here? You always try this first if you got the stones. Apart from that, it's honestly not great, but we should really be spending pretty much every floor. That time I would have rather had the nickel, to be honest with you. But we should really be spending pretty much every floor, because we're going to get enough money back, especially if we hit like a normal floor. So you know what I'm realizing, actually? I think it would be pretty smart for us to use the Emperor card to maybe get ourselves a deal with the Devil Chance here, because, you know, we're not really reliably avoiding damage. It's like the antithesis of the last two runs. So I think that the dream is like, let's preserve our HP as long as possible. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing. And then maybe we'll get a deal with Devil or Angel. Doesn't matter to me. I mean, they're one and the same, right? I could be your Angel or your Devil. Oh, you're still kicking. Still hip. You're still with it. Tucka, 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 tucka. Just a tears upgrade. Come on, come on, come on. Honestly, we'll take this. And I know you might laugh, because I've been talking about doubling down on like all of our explosive damage, but I actually don't want the explosive damage that comes with the Harbingers, because it costs me HP to pick it up. I'm a hypocrite. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I'm a hypocrite. I know I said I was going to be using Anarchist Cookbook as often as possible. I honestly just want to see like a single rock. You know what? I'll settle for a mushroom. At least it's not a snake. Oh, it's a snake. And it's a badger, badger, badger. Sorry, just trying to conjure cringe from the early internet era. I guess it's not the early internet era for this one, but the narwhal bacons at midnight. I'll admit it. There was a time in my life, I was not like someone that would go to a Reddit meetup, but when I lived in Korea, now please keep in mind this was 2011, it's a long time ago. When I lived in Korea, I do remember someone was like, I use this website called Reddit that you might not know, and I was like, oh, I do know about it. You're on Reddit, huh? What kind of subreddits do you peruse? I don't know if that's the exact verbiage, but, you know, there was some heavy Fedora energy coming off. There's no doubt about it. From me. I'm willing to admit it. It was a different time, you know? I was steeped in irony, but maybe not to the same extent as the man you see before you today. And I regret it. All I would say is everybody makes mistakes. We're going to take this. I thought about it, because here's the deal. We probably could get some value out of buying the battery charge using Anarchist Cookbook on the shop. And then, you know, we get a lot of money, which would be very nice, but we'd also probably ruin our donation machine. Now, it's one of those things where you're like, the donation machine is there to help. I think, at least. But on the other hand, I don't know if I really want, like, you know, 7 bombs to hit it. Let's go. We actually got the damage there. So we have a problem. Honestly, I hate to say it. We have a problem. Oh, never mind. We're free. No, we still have a problem. The problem is a lack of bombs. Anarchist Cookbook is fine, but and Recycle's super nice, and Small Rock is really nice. Everything's great. I'm hoping we can get to the level where we can use bombs more prodigiously by spacebar item, or, you know, just by getting some. Marine. Okay, so this is a that's okay. No. You're better off. Don't get all twisted up by these sexy trinkets. Ooh, all stats. Our run here, although wait, we can hold 2, right? No, we can't. Okay. I got deep pockets confused with all the items that allow you to hold 2 trinkets, which there's 7 or 8,000. However, we got a really good thing going here in spite of that idiocy. All I'm gonna say is that the road to success for us does not pass through stats anymore. I wouldn't turn up my nose at some for the right price. However, stats are not the lever we're going to try to lean on here as much as possible. Alright, having full HP at a card's notice is insanely good. This is not Necropolis 2. Okay. So we got a really nice thing going here. 9% deal with the devil chance. Those are rookie numbers. We're going to need to pump those numbers up. But dude, think of the level of Pog if we're able to get it. I really thought we had a chance. I truly thought we had that one in the bag. Alright. Let's go to the shop. Let's go to the item room. Everything's both hunky and or dory here, but... I mean, it's just that nothing in this game gets me down like a bad rate of fire. Like, it's just... I know it's whiny, but it's true. Blank card Sun is tempting, but I'll tell you, I think here's what we're going to do. We're going to buy out the stock of Spirit Hearts. That way we're going to preserve our deal with the devil chance better than we've ever done before. Okay, so Unicorn Stump. If we had any orbital, I might actually do it. But I just don't think it's... worth it, honestly. We got a cooler thing going here. Dude, Skeleton Key is real nice. That's some high levels of Pog. Blank card is great, don't get me wrong, but I think we're riding a different wave this time. We're riding a different wave. So I will probably use the Sun card. We have so many Spirit Hearts. We're going to take some damage, but I got high hopes. I think I see this run laid before me. I got a bird's eye view of where we're off to. I hope. Anyway, I'm kind of stoked. This is the last run of the day. Hasn't been a particularly productive day, but you know, I'm trying to get into that mode where I cut myself a little bit more slack and remember, like, you know, there's more important things in life. Especially, like, my priorities, I wouldn't say they're messed up, but if I don't pay attention to them, they unconsciously get, like, very out of whack. Like, having videos up every day is very important to me. The illogical extension of that, I should say, is that sometimes I'm like, I gotta get more videos done today. But if you actually look at the situation, you're like, no, we got a cool thing going here. If you actually look at the situation, you would be like, yeah, but you got videos for tomorrow and the next day. Do you really need, like, especially, like, with the circumstance you're in right now, do you really need, like, a 3-day backlog for every series? The answer to that question is, it's nice, but no, you could take some more time. Take some more time for yourself and your family, but gotta remind myself sometimes to do it. Otherwise, it's easy to slip into it, you know? So it'll be a little bit of an easier day today. I'm gonna be watching the second Borat film with my wife and mom. A lot of people are surprised when I tell them that, like, you know, I can watch that movie with my parents. Honestly, who do you think introduced me to Ali G in the first place? It's not like as an 11-year-old I was like, I gotta watch this. And you know what? I'm not even getting Game Kid. I refuse to get Game Kid on that one. You know why? Because it's not that good. Doesn't do it. Or GB Bug, sorry. Game Kid is different. I'm not getting Spider Mod. Give me something good or frick off. Apologies for the language. Okay, you know what? That was something good. Ace of Hearts, not so much. Alright, yeah, Ace of Hearts. Get with the times, Matthias. Alright, so we're off to the races here. I think this will result in us taking a hit. What can I tell you? Oh, dude, Snake, we got Small Rock out of that. That's incredible. Our first tiers upgrade. Not that I'm complaining, because we got a cool run. Now we would be okay dumping Small Rock. It has It has limited value for us at this stage of our existence. But yeah, you know what? To continue our discussion from the last episode, you think Borat 2 is the most... I can't. Just leave before the sting sets in. You think Borat 2 is the most high-profile movie that Amazon Prime's ever had? I know, don't get me wrong, they had Manchester by the Sea. I believe it was nominated for Best Picture. But it also would not surprise me if Borat 2 gets more views in 24 hours than Manchester by the Sea got in his first 365 days. That's a pretty big coup, right? I'm proud of Amazon. They're this young, plucky company that nobody gave any credit to. Sorry, couldn't even keep a straight face. Like, hey, but I do, you know, look. I don't know. Like, these are things that I'm not qualified to talk about. It was simpler times, you know, 10 years ago when you would just be like, I like using this company's services, so I like them. Now everything's steeped in, you know, so many different social dilemmas and stuff like that, which I've said many times, I actually, and I don't think it's controversial to say at all, I think it's a good thing that people are more aware of, you know, all of the factors that go into, you know, purchasing something or, you know, supporting a company or, you know, even just using a service. But at the same time, it does make me feel weird about saying things like, I like Amazon as a company. Because do I like Amazon as a company? Well, I'm a little biased. They do own Twitch. So there is an element there. But I use their services constantly. On the other hand, what do you mean when you say as a company? You know, as a provider of products and services, I'm a big fan. Use them all the time. In terms of like the way that they treat their employees, honestly, I'd have to look more into it. Those are when I say that and you know, the other thing is like Prime Video. I'm sure, I mean, you can't necessarily divorce that from the parent company, but like, you know, I mean, what I'm trying to say is like, you know, sometimes I got problems with Google, and, you know, like when the head of, or the creative director of Google Stadia says things like streamers should buy a license so that they stream their games, but give some of the money to the developers. And I'm like, really? Because you work for a company that takes 50% of my ad revenue on YouTube right off the top. So I'm kind of feel like I'm already paying like your employer for the right to upload in the first place. Mind you, they do provide the service, but regardless, I'm just saying, you know, in spite of that, does that mean I'm not gonna use Google Maps? No, I'm gonna use Google Maps because it's the best. Although it might be the last straw for me with Google that they've now shut down Google Play Music. I had all of my favorite playlists saved on that. Workout Playlist 2019, Steely Dan's 1977 album Asia, Tears for Fears 1982 album Songs from the Big Chair, and of course the Hamilton soundtrack. Where are you on the political spectrum of these 4 albums? But I will tell you, you know, you think like streaming services are one of the only situations where competition is not best for the consumer? People always say, and I think in most situations, competition is great for the consumer. If you got one restaurant in your hometown, maybe they're going to get a little lazy. A second restaurant opens up, it's going to put some downward pressure on the prices, it's going to put some upward pressure on the quality and customer service in all likelihood, because you got options, right? I actually feel like streaming services might be that rare counterexample. Ouch. Where the more of them there are, the worse it is. The more competition there is, and the closer the competition is, the worse it is for consumers. Because yeah, you can, you know, compete on price, and you can compete on selection. But I feel like the thing that people want most is like not to have to subscribe to 10 of them to get access to all the shows they want, which is really like what Netflix was like for a few years, and now you kind of gotta, you don't have to supplement, I'm just saying. You know, I'm going to have another controversial take. I disagree with this, but I think that a lot of people also believe that that it's better when there's less competition in the PC game launcher market. What do I mean by this? I think people always want to say, like, it's good when there's competition to Steam, because it means that marketplaces offer things like, hey, you know, every week we're going to give you a free game. And, you know, here's a $10 coupon to buy some stuff, and, you know, here's the developers are getting a better cut. But in actuality, people don't want that. What they want is for all of their games to be in the same place, but for Steam to simply offer the things that the other store is offering that shall remain nameless. People will be like, that's great that they're competing, but I don't have Gary's Mod on the Epic Games Store. As a result, it don't matter. Sorry, I wasn't listening. That's, again, not everybody's going to be on the same page with that one. Some people are they're gonna have their feathers ruffled by the fact that I said it. And so be it. I understand some of the concerns with the Epic Games Store. I think some of the concerns are well-founded, and I think that some of the concerns are, oh no, they don't have a shopping cart. I'm not saying that a shopping cart is something that should not exist. I'm just saying I think it's, in the whole scheme of things, pretty minor. Oh, really? Because once a year during the sale, I buy 400 games. Do you really want me to refresh the store? You know, okay, in your particular use case, fair enough. I could see why you would be perturbed by that. But I think for most people, it's just about the principle. It's like, why wouldn't they have this? This is ridiculous. Which is, you know, there's a certain amount of fairness to that, but we don't need to get into this discussion. I'm not sure it's the unpopular opinion, because I'm pretty sure the most popular opinion is like, if you give me free games, I will download them and then maybe go back to Steam and do whatever I wanted to do in the first place. But I hold a slightly unpopular opinion for sure, which is like, I think the more launchers, the merrier, because honestly, I've been getting a lot of free games on the Epic Store, dude. I won't even mention the creator code stuff, but that's pretty sick too. I don't think I want anti-grav. I don't want anti-grav. I don't want the black hole. By the way, this is no Isaac's Heart for sure. Remote Detonator maybe could be good, but we at least got the bombs from it. This is a super weird one now. But, oh my god. I know I've talked recently about having aged 100 years by calling Tom Holland not that young, because he's 8 years younger than me, so he must be kind of old. But I had another moment where I aged like 100 years in a single second. I was in the grocery store, and a cover of Sheryl Crow's Soak Up the Sun came on, which blew my mind for a number of reasons. One is, it was actually like a pared down cover. It was like a non-threatening, easy listening version of Soak Up the Sun, which was hilarious to me because I'm pretty sure Sheryl Crow's Soak Up the Sun has like the least edgy message in it of all time. It's not having what you want, it's wanting what you've got, you know. In fact, even in the song, she says, I'm gonna soak up the sun. I'm gonna tell everyone to lighten up. I'm gonna tell them that I got no one to blame, because every time I feel lame, I'm looking up. I'm gonna soak up the sun. I'm gonna soak up the sun. I don't have digital, Master Wayne. I don't have diddly squat. It's not wanting. It's not having what you want. It's not having what you want, Frodo. Wait. It's not having what you want, Master Frodo. It's wanting what you got. I'm trying to make the bit work. I should have doubled that one right there. I'm doing my best. But I was like, man, who out there heard the song soak up the sun, and then said, like, you know what the world needs is a completely... Like, let's take the threatening aura of this Sheryl Crow song from a 1 down to a 0, and then release it to grocery stores nationwide. It just seems like a market that has no need to be served for me, but maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Like, when people make bluegrass covers of rap music, I'm like, don't get me wrong, I think it's a little weird, but, like, it's cool to experience it in a different genre, and there's also a number of people out there who, for whatever reason, are still stuck in that mindset where they're like, you know, I don't listen to rap music. For some reason, it just never struck me as being worthy of my attention. But 6 dudes playing spoons and jugs? Now we're talking. Anyway, for now, thanks for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. If you click the like button, it helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. See ya!